Hi y'all. Today we're going to talk about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. You mind going to the next slide real quick? And can anybody guess why I might be talking about Dr. King today? Hello, Kelsey? It was this past Monday. This past Monday was a federal holiday celebrating the birthday of Dr. King. Many people across the country actually got together to do different things for their societies, lots of park cleanup, a lot of volunteering. But today we're going to talk a little bit about his attributes, what he's done for society. You mind going to the next page? Before we go to the next one, real quick, can anybody tell me anything about Dr. King? Does anybody remember anything? Kelsey?
He fought for civil rights, and he had a dream that people would be judged by the content of their country.
That's right.
Not by the color of their skin.
Yes.
That's correct. The famous I Have a Dream speech in Washington. Anything else? Anybody else remember anything? Any basics?
He was shot in Memphis.
Oh, that's good. All right. Well, the next slide.
James Earl Ray? No. Yes, it was James Earl Ray, isn't it?
I think you were right. It was on the balcony, so you're correct. The other two things about Dr. King was, obviously, he was a pastor out of a Baptist church. He was also a member of the National Association for Advancement of Colored People. He was also a leader of the Civil Rights Movement. He was also one of the leaders of the bus boycott. Does anybody remember what the bus boycott was in Montgomery? Can anybody answer? Kelsey.
Didn't African American individuals choose not to try the bus because they were trying to make a statement peacefully?
That's correct. At that time, before the boycott happened, African Americans were forced to either ride at the, I believe it was the front, was it the back of the bus? Back of the bus, that's correct, so sorry. Or they had to stand, so if there was no room, they had to give up their seats. Even an elderly lady would have to do that. He was also one of the youngest Nobel Peace Prize winners. At 35, I believe, is when he did it. Do you mind go ahead and flip the slide? So like I said, he was a preacher, National Association leader, Nobel Prize winner.
Next.
Yes, go ahead. Two of the famous things that he's very famous for is a letter from the Birmingham jail and also the I Have a Dream speech. Throughout his lifetime, go ahead and go to the next slide, please. Throughout his lifetime, he actually traveled over, I believe it was 6 million miles on the following slide. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a slide actually on the Children's Crusade, which is actually one of the ways that he helped bring around protesters. He actually asked African American families to bring their children to the protest sites and have their children protest in the place of the parents. The reason why he did that was that he believed that the children, first off, if they got arrested, they wouldn't be missing work, which would put, money on the table or food, food on the table. He also believed that the policemen would be a little bit more lenient towards the children. Bull Connor, which was the guy in charge of the police department in Alabama, unfortunately was not as lenient as MLK had hoped. He actually used water hoses and attack dogs on the children. Some of them were also arrested and detained. Go to the next slide, please. Okay, he actually has a lot of local impact here in Florida. He was actually in St. Augustine during 1964 to help out some protesters here. During that time frame, he was actually arrested and sent to the jail, along with a month before he was arrested at the house that he was staying at, it was actually shot up. He was assaulted, I think it was like over 4 or 5 times, besides, of course, his assassination. Go next. So, like I said at the beginning of class, this past Monday was Martin Luther King Day. And like I said, people across the country have actually gotten together to clean up their local parks. Me and my husband and my son actually this past Monday went to the Timuquana Reserve Park in Jacksonville and did this thing called trail riding, which is kind of weird. It's basically when you walk down a hike path and you just cut the bushes along the side so people can walk through there clearly. I would recommend that next year, if you didn't do anything this year, or next following years, to possibly get out into your community and do something to help better it. That way you can honor him and honor his day. And thank you all for listening.
Good job,
That was amazing.